Hello everyone. So this is a question from JEE Advanced 2025 paper 2. During sodium nitroprusside test of sulphide ion in an aqueous solution, one of the ligands coordinated to the metal ion is converted to, and they have given us four ligands as options. The chapter involved is GOC, and this we have to talk about Lassigne's test. So Lassigne's test is the most reliable test for detection of nitrogen, sulfur, and halogens in an organic compound. Okay, so Lassigne's test so this is used for detection of nitrogen, sulfur, and halogens in an organic compound. So these elements, and they are present in the organic compound, and they are in the covalent form, and they are converted into the ionic form by fusing this compound with sodium metal. Okay, so originally they are present in the covalent form. We convert them into the ionic form. How? By fusing the organic compound, with sodium metal. Okay, so how is this done? So the first step is the preparation of Lassigne's extract. Okay, the first step is preparation of Lassigne's extract. Okay, so what we do is we take a very small piece of freshly cut sodium. So we take a very small piece of freshly cut sodium and we heat it in a fusion tube. So a fusion tube is a small thin walled tube which is used especially for Lassigne's test, and it is designed to be broken. Okay, so we use a small fusion tube and we put sodium into this tube and we heat it under a burner. Okay, and this is continued till the sodium melts into a shining globule, till this guy it becomes shining, a shining globule. So we keep on heating the sodium in this is known as a fusion tube. So it's a small tube and it is designed especially for Lassigne's test. And after the sodium has formed a shining globule, we remove the fusion tube from the flame. We remove this from the flame, and to this fusion tube where we have shining sodium, we add small amount of the organic compound which we are supposed to test. Okay, so we add a small amount of the organic compound so that this sodium and this organic compound can undergo fusion. Okay, and the amount that we normally take is 50 to 60 milligrams, and upon adding of this organic compound, we again heat this fusion tube strongly till it becomes red hot. We keep on heating this fusion tube till this becomes red hot. Okay, so maybe 2 to 3 minutes. Cool. Then we take the hot tube, then we force it into a china dish. Okay, so we have a china dish where we force this. We already have some amount of 10 to 15 ml of distilled water here in the china dish. So we have arranged 10 to 15 ml of water. Then we take the red hot fusion tube and we break it. We plunge it into this china dish, and the tube will break. This tube will break, and the contents of the china dish is again then boiled. So after we have broken this guy into this china dish, then we boil this again for a few minutes. Then we again cool it, and then what we do is we filter it. So we have a filter paper and we have a test tube below to collect the filtrate, and this china dish components with the broken fusion tube is poured into this filter paper, and this filtrate that we get after pouring the content of the china dish, this is known as our Lassigne's extract. okay, which is also known as sodium fusion extract. Okay, now to detect the presence of sulfur in this organic compound, so we have the following test. Okay, so first, obviously, what we do is we prepare the Lasine's extract. So what we do is, if we have sulfur present in the organic compound, so obviously when it fuses, so when we add the sodium to this organic compound containing sulfur, so it fuses with the sodium metal, so therefore sodium sulphide will be formed. Okay, so so what I'm trying to say is that if we have an organic compound which contains the sulfur, and if we add this into this fusion tube which contains sodium, so these two guys are gonna fuse, and hence this reaction is going to happen. And the reaction is sodium plus sulfur due to heat are going to form this. Okay, so this is the balanced equation. Now, to confirm the presence of sulfur, we have something known as sodium nitroprusside test. Okay, so what we do is a small portion of the Lasine's filtrate. So we after the fusion, this organic compound containing sulfur, so we broke the fusion tube here, and we we have water, we then filter it, we then collect the Lasine's extract. This Lasine's filtrate or extract is treated with few drops of, so what we do is, so once we got the Lasine's extract, so let's say this is the Lasine's extract, we add few drops of sodium nitroprusside solution, which is reddish brown in color. Okay, so we add few drops of sodium nitroprusside. And upon the addition of few drops of sodium nitroprusside, if the organic compound contains sulfur, then we will see a violet coloration. We will see violet color being formed, violet or something in the purple zone to form. Okay, so this violet color confirms the presence of sulfur. Okay, and with respect to reactions, sodium sulphide, and it reacts with sodium nitroprusside. So this is there in the organic compound, it's in the fusion, it is there in the fusion tube. This, and then we are adding few drops of sodium nitroprusside, so Na2FeCN5NO. so this is the formula of sodium nitroprusside. Okay, and because of the reaction between these two, we get a violet coloration, and this violet coloration is due to the formation of sodium thionitroprusside. Okay, so this will result in the formation of Na4FeCN5NOS. Okay, and this guy is known as sodium thionitroprusside. Okay, this is sodium nitroprusside, this is red brown in color, and sodium thionitroprusside is violet in color. Okay, cool. Now, because, so once this sodium thionitroprusside has formed, or the violet coloration has formed, it guarantees that there is sulfur in the organic compound. Okay, now the question is asking us, during sodium nitroprusside test of sulfide ion in an aqueous solution, one of the ligands coordinated to the metal ion is converted to. So you can see here, sodium nitroprusside contains FeCN5 and NO plus ligand, and sodium thionitroprusside contains Fe and 5Cn minus ligand and one NOS minus ligand. So therefore, so what's happening, NO plus ligand got swapped with NOS minus ligand. So this is the NO, this is the NOS minus ligand. So therefore the answer will be NOS minus. This will be the answer. Okay, thank you.